President-elect Trump is taking credit for killing a government funding deal as lawmakers race desperately to avert a government shutdown. Trump tells our chief Washington correspondent, John Karl, there will be a government shutdown unless Congress eliminates or extends the debt ceiling. Congress has until tomorrow's deadline to keep the government funded. Senior White House correspondent Selina Wang joins me now, along with Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill. Selina, let's begin with you. What more can you tell us about President-elect Trump's reasoning for killing this deal with virtually no time left?
Yeah, well, what the president-elect is making clear in his interviews this morning is that he cares more about the debt ceiling being addressed, which is not part of that spending bill that was rejected, than he is about the actual levels of government spending. He told our John Karl that there will be a government shutdown if the debt ceiling is not addressed, saying that he's willing to risk it because if the government shuts down, it wouldn't be his fault, but the blame would be on President Biden, saying that government shutdowns only impact and harm the person who is currently the sitting president. So just to be clear here to our viewers, at the same time that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are railing against this bill for including too much spending, he's also asking Congress to increase the amount that he can borrow, because what he knows is that it would be very politically difficult when he takes office, when Congress is fully controlled by Republicans. It would be very difficult politically for that debt ceiling issue to be addressed, so he wants it to get done while President Biden is still in office. Notably, during that interview with John Karl, what Trump said is that I don't mind if the spending bill includes this funding for farmers and disaster relief for North Carolina, but what he stressed is that he wants the debt ceiling issue to be addressed. But what he didn't talk about in that interview with our John Karl is the Elon Musk factor of this all. He took credit for derailing this spending package, but his public threats only came after Elon Musk spent the entire day trashing this bill on X, calling it a crime, saying that it included too much spending and it was full of wasteful, bloated spending. Only after that entire day almost of attacks did Donald Trump publicly make his stance clear.
Jay, a little earlier on, I had a conversation with Democratic Whip Catherine Clark, and I asked her what happens next with negotiations. She says it's completely in the hands of Republicans, and we have no idea what they're doing. So where does it stand? What happens next?
Yeah, Phil, Republicans are scrambling at this hour. I was told late last night by senior Republicans that they essentially took that government funding plan that Speaker Johnson had crafted, that Elon Musk and President-elect Trump came out against, and they threw it in the waste paper bin, and now they're working on something else, but nothing's down on paper yet. We don't even know if the House is going to vote on anything by the end of today. And this doesn't just have to get through the House by Friday to avert a government shutdown, but it also has to get through the Senate, too, where there could be drama as well. So no one is quite sure where House Republicans are in developing this new language at this hour. We've heard Republicans characterize the situation today as being fluid, saying that they're working on something. But again, nothing has been released yet. And there are some serious sticking points. I mean, you just talked earlier about Donald Trump's demands when it comes to the debt ceiling. House Democrats just gave a press conference moments ago, and Hakeem Jeffries, the top Democrat in the House, said any conversation about the debt ceiling now is, in his words, premature. And any debt ceiling deal, any government funding deal that would have a debt ceiling deal in it, Democrats would likely have to vote for that for it to get over the goal line. And so it's very much unclear if Democrats are going to get behind anything that House Republicans craft at this hour. So a lot of uncertainty, Phil, and frankly, no clear answers about how a shutdown will be averted by that Friday deadline.
And having said that, Selina, at the end of the day, there are people with real paychecks who are going to be affected. Lay out for us what kind of impact a potential shutdown would have.
Yeah, this has real-world impacts. This means that millions of federal workers could head into this critical holiday period without paychecks. They could be furloughed, or they could have to work without pay. This includes some members of the military and other critical government workers like TSA agents, as well as air traffic controllers. Not ideal, as this holiday travel craze is just about to begin. And very important, Phil, for us to note that some contractors with the federal government are not guaranteed back pay in the same way that federal employees are. So there could be devastating consequences for some of these workers who are living paycheck to paycheck. Always important for us to emphasize that this kind of political gamesmanship can have those devastating real-world impacts.
Absolutely is. Selina Wang, Jay O'Brien, thank you both very much.